Hello and welcome to VChess. My name is Naiditsch, I'm a chess grandmaster and we continue with our educational streams. I will be playing 10-minute rapid games, I will be commenting on openings, middle games, endings, positional ideas. Of course we have tactics, a lot of tactics every game we play because chess is a game of tactics. So join us here to get to the next level. Let's go with our first game of today's educational stream. And we are white. Let's proceed with the move e4. Today, first to say hello in the chat is Bean. Welcome, welcome, Bean. How are you? Second is Hadi here with us. And third to say hello in the chat is Samson Jobas. Welcome, everybody, to the stream of today. Yesterday I took a day off. I have been very tired, so today back with new energy. So we have the Alechin opening here on the board. Once again, I'm playing this line with knight on c3. I like this line because it is a nice line. We get the bishop out. Next, very important, first to play rook on c1. Then to play the move b3, so we try to be stable first. We're waiting for the next move, and the move is knight on d7. Wow, what could be the idea of knight on d7? Probably it is the move e5 next, or I guess it is, because otherwise it would make no big sense. And how can we avoid the move e5? I think we can do it by playing the move d5. Looks very logical. So let me play the move d5. I'm just playing against the move e5 because now I'm gonna take on e6. So d5, something logical. I don't know if this is a good play, but let's see, it makes sense. Next, what we should do here is to get out with the pieces. So in case we get knight on f3, very normal development. Bishop on e2, short castle, queen on d2. This is what we would like to play. Of course, let's see if we will manage to do that, but let's hope we will. We have the move a5 being played. Maybe the idea is a4, but I am gonna take it. So what could be the idea of our opponent? To be honest, I don't know exactly, because a4 we take. What is coming next? I don't know. So let me get out with a knight on f3. Welcome everybody. I play chess live also here with us. Excellent. Excellent. How have you been doing? How was the weekend for you guys? I hope you're well rested. And the week will be a nice one. Now maybe a4, but still I don't think so. I don't think so. So let's go with the move bishop e2. We are just playing with the idea of making this short castle possible. This short castle should be good. I still don't know how our opponent would like to make this a4 work at the moment. Still the knight on d7 not doing much, so I believe we are just castling. We are castling and we try to be a little bit better here in this position because we are doing just so well in the center. This knight on c5 is doing well, I have to agree, but still we have the better structure, which should give to white better play. The bishop on c8, no real squares to go. The a4 idea will be countered by b4, very important, so this is always what we have. In theory, the bishop might get to g4, but I think I can play the simple knight on d4. Nice position for the knight. In theory, we would like to have this bishop on f3. So there will be never a move like e5, not even in a dream case scenario for black. We should be cautious about the move a4, but we always have this b4 idea. We have the move h6. Why is he playing that? I don't know. I don't know why h6 is good. So I will be playing the move a3 just in case to cover the g4 square. This is important. We have beautiful pieces in the center. Next, we're gonna put here the bishop on f3, I guess, because it's a good position. It looks like we are just aiming into nothing, but we're getting ready for eventually this a3, b4 in case we need it. I don't know if we need it. Finally, we have the move e5, so our guy gets impatient. Of course, we're gonna take it. And now the structure here of black is pretty weak, so all we needed to do is to be patient. I think now white is just a lot better. To my understanding, the d6 pawn will be attacked by the move knight on b5 next. Not so easy for black to defend the pawn on d6. There is this kind of rook a6 idea, but I don't know if this is a great play by our opponent, because it feels so weird what our guy is doing. I think we can go knight on b5, looks good. We are targeting the d6 pawn here straight away. This pawn structure is looking everything else than beautiful, in my understanding, so we will be targeting next all these weaknesses that black has created. And I think we should be doing very, very well here. Let's see, of course, how the game is going to develop. We have also Avocado here with us. Welcome, Avocado. And yeah, thank you very much for sending your videos to us. Very much appreciated. We have the move knight on e4, but I can just take and play this bishop d3. This pawn here on g6 is just going to fall. What is our guy doing? This is not looking like a great play for black, so we will be just taking, because why not? Just simple solution is usually the best in case we have a simple solution. And I think currently we do, because we play the move bishop d3, attacking the knight on e4, and you see that this weaknesses here, h6, g6, the bishop on c8 not doing much. Bishop on g7 is very good, but alone the bishop is not gonna save the game, obviously. It's not enough. So we have the move d5, and it feels like we should be very, very close to win the game already, because it is a much better position, so maybe just a simple take is not bad. This endgame is excellent. The move bishop c5 looks excellent. I don't know, we have so many good options here. We have this queen on g4 attacking g6 and e4 simultaneously, which is also looking like something very, very good. So how can we finish the current game? It looks like we should be able to almost finish the game here. Should we go with the move bishop c5? Looks good. We can also just take and play the move rook on d1. So unpleasant, because there is no bishop d7, we have the bishop b6, so the bishop never gets out. How is the position there? I think it's close to be winning. I don't know, to my understanding at least. So we have so many options. Let's see if we can win maybe by force. This bishop on c5, rook goes here, we play knight on d6, attacking the rook. Rook goes somewhere, we're gonna take, and this is gonna be just an exchange up position. So it looks winning. Maybe we should go for the forced win, because usually forced win is good win. Let's go with a forced continuation, because I don't see a defense. Of course, it's not a must play. Once again, it's not a must play, but when you see a direct win, usually you go for it. Because a direct win guarantees you that, yes, the game will be over. So I could have gone queen on g4, of course, I could have done so much. We have these beautiful pieces, but in case we can target the rook immediately and just win the exchange, then why not to do that? So I'm going for it. It looks at the moment that we are doing very, very well. Bean is saying a story of chess.com live for Bean. Alright. Also, here we have Max. Welcome, welcome. I play chess live. How was your weekend, GM? Yes, I rested yesterday, so this was good. It was good to take a rest. I hope you had a good weekend as well. Rook on a5, but now we're getting this rook on d8. Look at that. This is looking horrible for black. Because there is this pin, and what to do with the pin. Next, we can just, I think, take the rook in case we like. And as I said, usually it's a good idea to win something direct in case we can. But on the other hand, what is the next move by black here? We would like to go knight on d6. So we can just move the bishop somewhere. Where to put the bishop? This is winning an exchange. It's gonna be a winning position, so this is enough to win the game. But maybe we have even something better, because we can go with the bishop, let's say, here. And next is knight on c7. Is there a defense against knight on c7 or knight on d6? He has to go like bishop on e5, but this is not a real defense because there are no moves left for our opponent. So we have to make the decision. Should we go for knight on c7 or should we go bishop a3? Both is looking like a win in my view. I don't see any kind of defense here. Also bishop on d4, by the way, beautiful play, bishop on d4. I like it so much. I'm gonna play it just for fun, so you guys can see what means positional advantage. But there's some kind of bishop f6 idea. He will try to get out with a rook from the 8s, but I think it is not working. So we have also this bishop here, very, very good. Bishop b6, of course, as well. Looks like a game over, so where should I put my bishop? This is the question. So many good options. We have to choose just one. Sometimes it's a problem to choose just one in a winning position. Maybe let's go bishop on b6. I don't know. Is it just a win or is there a defense? Doesn't look like there is a defense. The bishop on c8 is stuck. To get out with the bishop from c8 seems to be almost impossible. The rook is stuck now on a8. We would like to play knight on c7, for example, knight on d6, for example, this bishop here. What to do with the bishop? So this is looking like a winning position for white. So we are quite happy. We are quite happy here currently. We are doing very, very well. So I see also Max Burkhardt here with us. Welcome, Max. Welcome, Max. And thank you very much for the nice comment in the chat, Max. Max is saying, I found that watching your streams greatly improved my chess so far. Even though I am not in the stream every day, I profit a huge amount from it. Thanks for the content. Yeah, welcome, Max. Thank you very much for the nice words. All right. Let's see what happens next. Our opponent is probably trying to find a way to defend from knight on c7, which is very difficult, simultaneously to defend from knight on d6, which is also not an easy task. We don't have any kind of counterplay for our guy here. We would like to go rook on d1, for example, in case we need it. We can go c5 to block here completely everything on the queen side. I don't know, but it seems to me that this position is a win for white. I cannot find nothing here. Bishop on e5, the only way not to lose some material immediately, probably. So next I just go rook on d1, because look at that. We have no rush here because there is no counterplay for black. So we can purely enjoy the position we have on the d file. This here moves nowhere. Next, we can think to change the bishop, for example. Very, very good idea. There is a move a4 coming, but we're gonna play b4. Of course, we don't give him any kind of counterplay, even though we cannot really call it counterplay, but just in case, why not to keep the rook on a8 as passive as we would like. There is knight a7, for example. Here, I think it is ending the suffer of black, because we will be winning some material. Let's double check. I see no defense here for black, so I think I'm gonna play it because it feels like it is a game over. Knight on a7, the bishop on c8 is going to fall. Well, with the bishop, the rest is easy. So you see that black has no counterplay. It's very important to give black as less counterplay as possible. So when you're playing a game, try to think what could be the potential counterplay of your opponent, and of course, try to stop it. This is usually one of the most difficult, actually, things, to stop the counterplay of your opponent, not to give him even dreams of recovery. Very, very crucial. So let's see what happens next. Resignation. Let's offer a rematch to our opponent. This was a nice win. Good start of the stream. here we go immediately with a game number 2. And let's play the knight of opening. I like the knight of, even though it's very, very theoretical, of course, and so on and so on and so on, but I like it. So knight on f6, attacking the pawn on e4, and a6. We have the Knight of Sicilian, one of the most popular openings, I think, in the world. So many are playing the Knight of, because it is always leading us to crazy positions, which are very hard to be estimated. We have bishop d3 Knight of, which is not the main. So now we have the bishop on g7, and we have this kind of mix of Knight of plus dragon ideas. Because usually Sicilian with the g6, bishop g7 is counted as dragon in most of the cases. This is of course not a real dragon, because we have the move a6 on the board. So it is like a variety of a mixture. But I think the ideas remain more or less the same, so we can continue playing, having same ideas. Bishop on g5 makes sense. Maybe somewhere the move knight on d5 can be played, even though I think it is not dangerous. So let's go with the move b5. In Sicilian, usually when we get a chance to play the move b5, we just make it happen, because b5 is so important. Maybe the idea is bishop h6, but I don't know if this is a dangerous idea. So we get the bishop to b7, we threat to play b4 somewhere. Of course, we're gonna wait with the move b4 for the right moment, but let's see when the right moment is going to arise. Rook e1, white is breaking all his pieces here. This makes sense. Maybe f4 is the idea with the move e5, maybe bishop on h6 could be played next. We have to think now what should be our plan. This move a5, b4 somewhere is good. He's gonna go back, but that's not bad to bring the knight to this passive position. I think it makes definitely sense to play it even, but on the other hand we can wait a little bit with the move b4, because we are not in a rush. We have moves like knight bd7, very logical. Let's see what happens next. I think next we will see the move f4, because what else? What else to do for white? So we have to think, what should we play against the f4 idea? We have this very aggressive play, this b4 a5 somewhere. I think it is not looking bad at all, or we counter the move f4 with the move e5, which is also not looking bad. So I will be playing knight bd7 first, to keep all my options available here. I have the b4 option, I have the option maybe to get the knight on c4. We have bishop h6, so our guy is aiming for this exchange of the bishops. It makes sense, but I'm just not 100% sure that this is like something mandatory for white, because he's losing so much time now. Maybe the idea is to get knight on d5, so I will be playing the move b4. I think it's time to push something. Then knight a4 now is very, very dangerous, because the knight is stuck there. So we can expect knight on d1 probably, and obviously the knight on d1 is not doing well regarding activity. So let's push with the move a5, a4. We could eventually put the next knight to a passive position here on c1. This move f4, yes, it will be played at some moment, but when is the moment? Our pieces are ready, we can always counter it with the move e5 in case we need to, but I don't think we need to, so let's see, of course, how the game is gonna develop. So we give this little check here on b6. Feels good to give this check. Feels good to play the move a4. We are pushing to bring back first the white pieces. I mean, this is not looking so great with the knights on d1 and c1. Yes, the knights might be back, but it takes some time. So we have typical ways of playing d5, but then there is the move e5. We get knight e4. He's gonna take, and the knight here on d7 is hanging. Can we win the queen? No, we can't. So this we should not do. We have the move queen on d4. It will get very, very tactical. Then there is this kind of c3 push, maybe somewhere. Also this e5 coming next. So I think we should go with the move e5. This looks so solid. We could have gone also with the move rook a5, by the way, not to give him this e5 would be also good. Rook a5, quite a nice idea to defend from the move e5. So yeah, I don't know if I should have gone rook on a5. e5 is looking just so solid. Main idea for black is usually to get this d5 done. And now after e5 we have this knight on c5 somewhere. We might even bring the rook on e8, so we target the pawn on e4 in case of f5 we will play the move d5 in most of the cases, and we will be doing very well. So, knight on f2, where is the knight going? Where is our opponent's knight going from f2? Maybe he likes to go to g4, but this was a dream. This is a dream, this is not a reality, so to get there will be impossible. We can simply take now on f4 and get the knight on e5. Looks good. We have this option of queen on the e4. It looks also very, very good. We have the option of doing nothing, which is also looking very good, because we are preparing to push the move d5. So, I don't know. Maybe let's just bring the rook first on e8. I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing, because it was also very good to play queen on d4 or ef, but it feels like rook e8 is doing well, so we put some extra pressure here on the pawn e4. We have this knight on c5. Look at this, all the black pieces will be aiming for e4 pawn. Once we see the move f5, we're gonna play the move d5 automatically. So now knight in e2, knight is going to g3, most probably. I think it's time to attack something here with the black pieces. Is it time to play the move d5? It looks good. It looks very good, the move d5. I think I'm gonna play it. It is so tempting, because in Sicilian we know once we get the chance to play the move d5, we should be doing very well. So just according to the feeling, to miss opportunity to play d5 feels bad. That's why we play the move d5, and as you can see, black is just more advanced. So we have a great version of the Sicilian. Welcome everyone to VChess, to our educational streams. In case you like my comments, in case you see some value, like and subscribe obviously, especially push the like button a little bit more. We have just 17 likes for the moment. Oh, very little amount of likes. What is going on? We have also here Texas with us in the chat, and we have the Nightbot. Where is our friend who likes to talk to Nightbot? Where is our friend who talks to Nightbot? Of course, welcome, welcome, everybody here. Knight on g3. Our opponent tries to cover as much as he can, but the thing is it possible to cover here? Everything with white pieces. It looks so good for black. Still, chess is always a game of tactics, so we should be tactically careful here. I think to take is looking good, but then there's this knight f5 check somewhere, so we have to be careful with this knight on f5. This could be dangerous. I don't think it works in most of the cases, but we should be very, very cautious with it. First idea is to take everything. Yeah, we will be doing well with black, but I would like to do more than well. It feels like we are so close, so close here to be much better. So I think I can take on f4. Again, this is quite typical play, so we're gonna take on f4. Let's see now if our opponent is taking with the queen. Probably he will, because what else? Is there something else except taking with the queen on f4? No, there is not. So I would like to play this knight on e5. He's gonna play queen on g5, of course. There's knight f5 coming next. We should just defend from this knight f5, and we'll be doing fantastic here. So how to do it best? We can also put the rook to e5, by the way. This looks also very, very good here for black. Knight on g4, not so dangerous. I like this. Knight on e5. I don't know why, but it feels so good to put the knight on e5. I think I'm gonna play it, because to me it feels the right way to play the Sicilian. In Sicilian we should be usually dynamic, so we should not go back in cases we're not in need to go back. And this knight f5 idea, yes, of course, there is this idea, but it is not a checkmate. And at the moment, knight on f6 is also defended by the queen from b6. So I think to give a checkmate here to black is very, very difficult. We have the beautiful knight. Knight is going to take the bishop on d3 next. Somewhere we have the move b3 also somewhere. So we have a lot of different ideas here. How to continue with the black pieces. White is taking on d5, so he allows me this knight takes on d5. I don't know if this is a good idea for our friend here, because what happens if there's some kind of checkmate, or what is he playing for? Because I have always bishop knight takes d3, so there is never a checkmate. That's why I can also take first and have a great position, but why not take on d5? This is the question. Knight f5, I don't think it works. Queen on g5, I have this f6, so again, doesn't work. I don't know. Should I take it? Is there something I'm missing? I don't know what it is, so I will be just taking on d5 because I don't see what am I missing here. And next we're gonna take the bishop, and then we're gonna get the knight on e3. Look at this bishop from b7. The bishop on b7 will be so powerful. So yeah, I think we are doing very well here. All right. Let's see what is going to happen next. I think we are doing well once again here in this rapid game. We are playing quite a strong opponent, so yeah, it's always a fight. Let's see what is going to happen next. We have 4 minutes, our opponent has 5, so a little bit more time. I have to be cautious with the time, but on the other hand, we're doing so well here. This beautiful knights. Queen goes to h4. What happens in case I go knight on e3? Is there a trick? Maybe knight f5 is a trick. We're gonna take, queen goes here. We play queen on g6. Okay, this trick is a trick that leads to a lost position for white. So let's make a trap for our opponent. Knight on e3. I think maybe actually the whole trap is even not working. I think he wants to go knight h5 because I don't see something else. Take queen on g5. Then we go queen on g6. He has to take, then we take on d3, and we go bishop a6 in the end, winning the exchange. So I think we are capable now of getting almost a winning position. Let's double check because we can also take first on d3 and go knight on e3 after. I don't know where is the big difference here, so let's go for this kind of forced line. I think I calculated it correctly. So we play the move. Did I calculate correctly? I think so. Okay, knight on e3. This is going to be now a forced line because I think he wants to go knight on h5. I don't see something else. We're attacking the rook on f1. And I don't see something else that white is capable of doing here. Because how to deliver a checkmate to the black king? We have the pieces very well positioned. We have this knight on d3 just in case we would like to play something solid next. Of course, bishop takes g2. So I don't know where is a counterplay for our guy. I saw only idea is knight h5 because I saw nothing else, but I think this is just lost. So let's see. Max is saying, do you think the Sicilian is available addition for me as someone almost hitting 2000? I know tactics first. Max, Sicilian is a great opening for those players who like sharp positions. So in case you like a crazy game, Sicilian is definitely for people who are a little bit crazy. So you must like it that every move could be decisive. So one mistake, boom, you're gone. One mistake by your opponent, boom, you're winning. So Sicilian is a game for somebody that likes this kind of sharp, crazy game that is not lazy to calculate the lines. Many lines are very forced. So you see, for example, this position now that we have on the board, it looks good for black, but maybe I'm missing something. And in case I do, I might just lose the game. This is not happening very much in count positions. So Sicilian is for crazy people. Now our opponent is sacrificing us the exchange. Let's double check because I don't understand why is he doing that. I think I'm just taking now on e3. I don't get the point of this rook takes e3. Maybe he saw just nothing better and he said, alright, there is just nothing I can do in this position, so I will be giving the exchange. I try still some action here on the king side, but I don't see a mating attack. I don't see any kind of attack, to be honest. So if there is no attack, of course, black is just doing winning. So let's see what is the next move here by our opponent. Knight goes to e4. he would like to give me this unpleasant check here on f6, but I have the move f5, for example. So f5 is looking very good as well. The check on f6 is just a check, so this is not a checkmate. But we have the move f5. I think he's gonna go with the move knight here on d6. Alright. Still not so simple. Maybe first to take on e4 is making sense. So we're changing a piece. We give our beautiful bishop, but we're changing pieces, so it's not bad. It's not bad to change a piece because as less pieces are on the board, as less dangerous attack by our opponent. So let's calculate. Take, we take on d3. There is a check, we go back, so this is not dangerous. Well, in case it is not dangerous, then I think we should just take. So we are taking on e4. In case our opponent has nothing, then he will be resigning very, very soon. So we take the bishop on d3. I don't see a checkmate by white, so I'm taking on d3. Just very simple solution. Of course, all of that has to be calculated. And sometimes it's so easy to go wrong, because one miscalculation, and yes, it might mean trouble. So let's see if I do well here. According to my feeling, I should be doing well. I don't believe in checkmates with just a couple of pieces on the board. Usually it doesn't work. So I don't think here is a checkmate. I think probably he has to take on d3 with a pawn because there is just nothing else. And we can maybe even go the move f5. Looks like a good play. There are no checks. There is no nothing here. Knight on d6 now is not so dangerous. So he gives me a check. I thought I can just take here. But maybe first even we can go with the move rook e6. But why to go rook e6? Okay, let's just take on d3, because why to go rook on e6? There is no need in that. I don't see any kind of compensation here for white, not even a single threat. So I think we have to be winning in this position. Next we'll be playing something like queen d8 just to get rid of this queen here on f6, quite unpleasant queen. We are having the exchange up position. The only way to give a checkmate is somewhere here on h6, but this is not very realistic, so we're doing well. We are doing very, very well here. And welcome, of course, to our channel, VChess. We have educational chess streams here. In case you have some questions, please do ask them in the chat. Don't be shy. It doesn't matter how good of a chess player you are. We have a very friendly community, great community here on VChess. So just ask whatever you think is important. If I see a question, I will be answering. If not, then we have the great community to help you out, so don't be shy. Next, if we play f6, there is this little check here. I would not like to give him the check, so maybe we can go with the move h6 or just with a calm or rook on e7, which is also looking very, very powerful. So what should we do here to win the game? I have to play now quicker, so let's go with the move rook on e7. Next we're gonna change the rooks and it's gonna be a game over, but I have to play quicker, so let me try to play a little bit quicker here. We get the good queen, and let's go with the move rook e8. As we plan to get there is good, so now we just simply take. We play rook on e1 next. Let's see, by the way, what he's gonna do. Pre-move rook e1 would be bad in case he goes king on h2. He just resigns, yeah. There is no way to save the game. Okay, let's play another game, maybe against the current opponent, if he likes. Let's see. No, he does not like to play a game. I offered him a rematch, but no, we don't have a rematch. And of course he resigned, because after queen takes f1, we have the move rook on e1. So yeah, now we are changing rook versus queen, and it means we have the endgame, which is easily winning. Alright, let's see who will be playing next. Let's go with the next game. I'm always pushing this 10 minutes, and whoever comes, comes. So we are playing always against a random opponent. It can be sometimes a very good player, sometimes less rating of our guy. Let's see. Let's go with the white. with the move knight on f3. So before we played the move e4, now knight on f3. He's provoking us into the Sicilian. But let's play the move c4. So we play the English structures here. Of course, there are so many ways to play the structures. I don't know what is the best. I like to put my pawn on g3, get the bishop on g2. Now we have b6. Quite unusual way of playing this for black. Double fianchetto. It's possible to play this double fianchetto structures. Not everybody likes to do that, by the way, because I think it's slightly better for white. But it is, of course, a very, very normal opening. We have to decide to play the move d4, which is normal, or to play maybe lines with the move e4. It looks strange to play e4 because the bishop is getting blocked, but also the bishop on b7 is getting blocked. So we're getting usually quite interesting structures after the move e4, which is, yeah, it's not the main way to play these positions. Normally it's d4. So I don't know which line to choose now to play. Let's go with strange or let's go with normal. We have to take a decision, and also this move knight on e5 is not so bad here because we have the spin. He will be playing the move queen on c7. Also, this position is not playable. Let's go with something more interesting. So let's go with the move knight on e5 just for fun, to have something else than the very, very usual play. Of course, nothing wrong with the usual play, but why not to try something funny? Now queen on c8, we're gonna take on c6, obviously. And next, the idea is usually to push d4, but d4 is not always working quickly, so let's try the move knight on d5. Idea, knight d5. Obviously, we have a great knight, we're blocking the bishop on c6, and it's not so easy for black to get rid of the knight on d5, because how to do that? In case black takes with the bishop, these positions are slightly better for white because of the bishop pair, so here we're doing better. Bishop on g7, very normal. Now we proceed with the move d4, which is also very normal because we are opening the position now with a simple idea. King is still on e8. Maybe we will be in time to get to the king on e8, so let's see. Let's see, of course, how the game is gonna develop, but maybe we'll get some chances. I see a question in the chat by Tough Gong. Dear Kari, any possible speedrun in the future? We miss Naiditsch videos so much. I think I should not do what something else been doing. We have our own style here on the channel. So I don't like this comparisons, to be honest, very much, because there are many good players, and I think all the players have their own style of doing something. We should not copy anybody. I think speedrun is fun, maybe we can do it in the future, but of course not because of somebody else. It is just something that is interesting. Speedrun, yes, but for speedrun I need to register with chess.com. the speedrun, it's not so easy. So I don't know. Let's see in the future. Currently, what do we have? I think we have this d6 idea. Look at that. Bishop on g2. This is what I've been speaking about, that we have this monster bishop, and the bishop strikes, and the bishop strikes again. We have the move e5. Maybe it is the best that black is capable of doing, but I think now it's obvious that white is having a beautiful position here. I think we can just take the rook, because why not to take the rook? And we should be doing much better. So, of course, we're taking the rook next. We should dominate on the c-file. This is something normal. And also this bishop g5 is looking good, so I think I'm gonna play it bishop on g5, because why not? In case of knight on e4, we have the move bishop on e7. Let's see. Knight on e4. Now we go with the bishop e7 as we planned. King is getting stuck now on e8, so let's hope that we're doing better. We should be doing here much better. All right, let me see. Again, in case you have some questions, don't be shy. Ask whatever you think is interesting to you. We have great people in the chat, and in case I see a question, I will be answering your question, so don't be shy. Usually in these positions we would like to play the move f3. Why f3? Because we block the diagonal. This is so important. queen goes to d5. Maybe the idea is to get out with a king by playing f6 and king f7. Sneaky way to get out with a king. On the other hand, we have this queen on b3, which provides, I think, to white huge advantage. Maybe this knight on d6 could be a play by black. So to avoid all of that, we just go with the move queen on b3 in my understanding. Let me double check, because maybe we have even something better, but this is so good. White to search something better when we have this beautiful queen on b3. Change, alright. Endgame, alright. We have the rook c1 coming next. I don't know actually which rook to put here. In case he takes, we're gonna take with the pawn, and this is going to be a much better position for white. Obviously, exchange up, plus it's not so easy to get this f6, king f7. It still takes time to get f6 and king on f7. Okay. There is a nice comment by Navier. GM Naiditsch, thank you very much for this rapid game streams. My question: at what age can I start training kids in my family if I want them to be elite players like yourself? Okay, I am not anymore elite player. My chess career has ended already. But in case you would like your kids to get to the very, very top of the chess world, I would advise you to start as early as possible. So it means if your kids are, I think, 4 or 5 years old, that is very normal to start doing chess. So now, of course, we go rook on c1. So you can start with 4 or 5 years old. Most of the top chess players, they started around 5 years old. You have to start young in case you would like to be good in something, and this is just very, very normal. So start with 4 or 5. And we see sometimes now even kids who are like, I don't know, 5 years old, they already have some FIDE rating. This is incredible. So I don't know. I don't think it's exactly matters when to start, but I think with 5 is a good age. Is a good age usually to start doing chess in case you would like to have a chance to go to the very top of the world. It's so hard. The competition is huge, absolutely huge. Now we have so many very, very good grandmasters, very, very strong. So to compete against the best of the world is just so hard. So I see a question by Jensch. Jensch, please communicate in English. We would like here only English on the channel because it is not fair to the others, so we keep the channel only in English. Max is saying, which opening do you recommend with black to get calm positions, like the Italian game? With black, it's not easy to get calm game, but usually it is always e4, e5, for example. e4, e5 is calm game, or maybe in case of d4, you play d5, so you play the classical Queen's Gambit, or you're playing the classical Spanish. These are the most calm openings. Maybe with black on e4, you can try the Caro-Kann, which is also more or less a calm opening, but Caro-Kann got now so tricky because of the advanced Caro-Kann line e5. Many very sharp lines, and actually black is suffering there pretty much, so not easy, not easy. Caro-Kann, e4, e5, most solid. And of course d4, d5, most solid. Makes also sense. Chess is just 8 times 8, so in case we cover the center, this is the best we can do. Now the move f5 is being played, and yes, we have this rook on c7 next. Is it not just a checkmate, or do I miss something? I think we can. We can play this. Also, we can play f3 first. Actually, I like f3 first, because where the knight is going, the knight has to go here. Very passive position for the black knight. So we can first make the knight passive, or should we go straight with the move rook c7? I think it doesn't matter because position is a win. So let's go with the move rook on c7, attacking the queen. Queen has to go here to a6. There is nothing else that queen is capable of doing. What? He takes? Oh, very unexpected. And of course, This is completely winning position. Yes, it is creative play by our opponent, but creativity comes at a price of a queen. So yeah, let's give a check. We start taking the pawns away, and this is a win, of course, for white. Even it is not a very hard win because it is not enough material here to fight with the black pieces. Let's bring the rook, I think. Or should we just take? I don't know what is better. Everything seems to be a win, so probably not so relevant. Let's see if we can play also c8. Is it immediately game over? Take, king gets to f8. Yes, this is also a game over, but why to do that? There is no reason to play this move, so let's finish the game with the move for rook on c1, I think. Very logical. We bring another piece into the game. Next, we're gonna take the pawn on a7. Let's take the pawn, because why not? Let's take the next pawn on b6, because why not? It is a game over. Bishop on h6, sneaky way to attack my rook on c1. But obviously, it is not gonna save black here. Rook on c6. We will be eating away all the materials, so let's start eating. We have a good appetite today for the pawns of black. Let's play queen takes b6. Look at this 3 pawns walking here, so we don't need even the queen up. Queen up is, of course, not so bad, but there is no need in that. Queen on b5, the last moves are of the game being played here on the board. King on c6, our opponent is a fighter, he fights, but it's difficult to fight in the current position. Let's just promote the a-pawn. Easy solutions are usually the best. So the a-pawn is walking, knight is jumping. Where is the knight jumping? I don't know. Where is the knight going? To d5. Is it dangerous? Not really. So let's go with the move a5. Knight on e8. Alright. I think we can go a6 now. This is like game over. Should we play first queen on b7? Does it matter? I don't think so. Let's go a6 because we choose the simplest way of finishing the current game, and it is a game over. Queen on b7. There's a spin on the c file. That's it. That's it from the current game. He fights. He fights being a queen down. What is the point of this fight? There is no point in that. I don't like people who are playing till the checkmate, because why to do that? What is the idea behind playing till the checkmate? I don't know. Why, for example, to play a position like that? Okay, you're getting completely checkmated, so what is the point here? So let's go. Rook on f7. We have queen on d7. Checkmate coming next. That's it. That's it. The game is over. We will be checkmating the guy. So yeah. What a fight. What a fight by our opponent. Okay, let's finish his suffering with a checkmate, and yeah, let's go with the next opponent, because I don't like people fighting till the checkmate in completely lost position. Where is the point? This is just waste of time. So let's go with the next one. Usually we play 1, 2, 3, 4 games against the same opponent. I like to give a rematch. I think it's always fair to give a rematch, but if the guy fights till the checkmate, we will be not playing the same opponent again, because just waste of time. Okay, till we don't have the start of the next game, I would like to make a little announcement. Actually, here we go immediately with the second game, with the next opponent. Still, we have little time here to make the announcement. And I would like to make the announcement that I will be hosting now an online chess seminar. So just 10 places on Zoom. And I will send you now a link here in the chat. You can take a look for yourself if it's something interesting. There will be just 10 places. And first I make announcement here on our YouTube channel, of course, for you guys, for our friends. So check it out. I'm gonna send you now a link. Here is the link. So you can check it out if you like. Register just 10 places. That's it. That's it. Only 10 places. In case you have some questions, obviously ask your questions. It doesn't work? How it's possible? No, it's working. It's working, so... Avocado, it works, it works. Just copy the link. No, it works. I see that this is working. Okay, let's go back to the current game. We have the move d4 in the Italian game. This is possible, of course, to play it very, very solid opening this d4, but it gives black immediately quite a good play. So usually we're taking on d4, and there are also many other, but okay, let's play something normal. Let's take on d4. This is the main. We have the move e5, which is also the main, and here we are playing normally the move d5. So let's go with the move d5. This is typical way to play the current position. We have moves knight on e4 or knight on d7. Let's go with the move knight on d7. Pretty tricky, this knight on d7. You will see it's very, very interesting. All right. Short castle, normal, and bishop e7, also normal. So we have here the usual Italian game. I think in most of the cases we see bishop takes e6 being played. Yes, it is. And next, white is usually taking with a knight on d4. Of course, this is still theory. And this strange knight on b8 is now very, very popular. Take a look at that move, knight on b8. We're going back, but we have the bishop there. This opening was introduced a lot recently by Vincent Kamer. He plays a lot of this kind of knight on b8 here, and he has great results. Rook on e1, I think we're gonna play the move c5 because it's logical. We push away the knight from d4, and you will see the knight here on c6 very, very soon. So it is an interesting play for black, this knight on b8 idea, so I would advise you to try it out in your own games. All right. I don't know what is Dirt saying there. What is going on in the chat? All right. So we have knight on c6. What is that? What is our opponent doing? He's giving me the knight. Oh no, no, no. Oh no, no. What was that kind of game? He just gives me the knight in one, and yeah, not very interesting. We have to search for a new opponent. I didn't take the pawn on e5. Yeah, I played chess. This was a little dangerous. This was rook. No, was there? No, but to take on e5 is dangerous. Rook e1 always. I play chess live. Yeah, knight on b8 is the best because again, it's not me saying that, but it is just theory. So many games are being played in this line. Okay, now we have opponent who plays g6. So maybe we switch now to this d4 e4 setup. It is a very, very solid setup. This is a nice setup. e6, what is that? Our opponent is joking with us. He wants to build this hippo or turtle or whatever you call it. Okay, of course he can do that. That's his right, but we'll be doing better with the white pieces. Bishop b5 is a normal play. Quickly short castle, then we're gonna push the move d5, and white will be doing better. The question is only how much better, but it's again a pleasant question to be asked. Knight on f6 with the idea to get eventually castle, but we have in most of the cases this e5 play, and it gets unpleasant. So take. Now the knight on f6 is under attack. By the way, let me know in the chat if you can open the link with the online seminar. So everything is working, because from my side I could easily open it. Somebody said he couldn't. All right. Avocado is saying it's too expensive. Oh, Avocado, but this is not expensive, believe me. This is not expensive. I think it's a very, very friendly price for the seminar. But of course, everyone has to take his own decision to participate or not. F6 being played. Which link GM? Okay, let me thank you. I play chess once again. I'm gonna post the link here of the online seminar so you can check it out, guys. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. And again, first I'm posting the online seminar here on the YouTube channel for you guys to choose, because maybe we get like a VChess family meeting on Zoom, basically. Let's see. And in case, there is no big interest here, I will be posting the seminar just very, very normally for whoever comes takes. Yes, I think I pinned it. Yeah, I think it's pinned. All right. So let's go to the current game. We have, of course, much better position here with white, because look at this pawn structure of black. This is just a horrible pawn structure. So we can take man B simply better. I don't know if we should do, because queen takes. Maybe his idea is to get this long castle, but also this is looking not too good, to be honest. On the other hand, we can just get queen on d2, then rook on d1 also looks so nice, because why not to do that? Should we play bishop f6 or should we play queen on d2? I don't know what's better. Both is looking very, very good, so still we have to make a decision. Let's go with the easy bishop takes f6. Queen takes and knight on e4. So of course we are getting aggressive. King is still on e8. The weaknesses in the pawn structure of black, I think, are very, very visible. And there is somebody asking all the time the same question: how can I play with you, sir? Usually I'm selecting one. We play always one game per stream against our VChess community members here. So yeah, I think you haven't been on stream too much, because you would know that there's always a game here on the stream against our VChess community. For those of you who are supporting the channel, for those of you who are here with us almost daily, of course, thank you very much for that, because without you there would be no channel. Queen on f4. Knight on e4 is hanging. We have the move knight on c5. Looks nice. We have maybe also just a simple option of rook e1 or queen on e2. We just get the pieces to slightly better positions. Also looks nice. We should be cautious here not to get checkmated on h2. This would be terrible. So this move knight e5 somewhere might be dangerous. I think we should play the move knight on c5. I don't know, it feels good to play this knight on c5. He's gonna castle alongside, and we should try maybe to play the move g3 and somehow try to win the game. I don't know if this is the best. Knight on c5, it looks good for sure. Then g3, but somehow our pieces will be a little bit I mean, it's not badly positioned, but it's like not ideally positioned. Maybe just rook on here, e1, defending the knight on e4. Looks pretty good. Next, we should be able to change the queens in this endgame. Oh, what is that? Short castle. Can I take? Why is he giving me the piece? Also, he played so quickly. Is it good to give the piece? This would be something new in chess for me, if to give a piece is a great idea. I think I will be taking the piece, because I don't believe in fairy tales, so I understand he would like to go like 95, but how can this be a checkmate? This cannot be a checkmate. Second game in a row, and oh, he gives me another piece. No, no, no. The guy is panicking here a little bit. He is donating to us 2 pieces in 2 moves, but playing so quickly. So this is what I'm always saying. Don't rush the things. Now he resigns. He resigns with 8 minutes 33 seconds on the clock. This makes no sense. So take your time in the opening. Don't play too quickly. I play chess live. Yes, the link is taking to the website, and then you go to seminar. Yeah, precisely, exactly. Yeah. Okay, we have new opponent. He's going with the move e4. Let's play the Caro-Kann the next game. Generous opponent. Yeah, indeed, indeed. There's a question: did Irene stop streaming? Yes, yes. Irene stopped streaming on our channel. That's correct. Avocado is saying, I live in Palestine, and before the war I would play with my instrument in events, but since the war has started I haven't been able to work at all. Yeah, Avocado, what to do? Many wars currently going on. Yeah, not easy, not easy. Okay, we have the move knight on c3, so, and I will show you one little idea here. g6, so usual ways, of course, to play d takes e4, but I will be playing g6. I will show you a strange idea. You might think it is not so good, but it's quite interesting. So in case you are black and you are playing Caro-Kann, maybe something for you. A little line, not the best line, but quite an interesting line. So we put this g6, bishop g7. Now, in most of the cases, with white, we have the move h3 as a main line. He goes e5. This is already not the best. So e5 is not a dangerous line because we are playing the move bishop g4. This is good. I wanted to show you what happens after h3, so maybe the next time will be possible to show you the full idea of the current play. Now that we change the bishop on f3, white with a bishop pair, but the position is pretty closed, so we're getting the idea of c5 or the idea of f6. Both ideas are pretty normal. Both ideas are more or less all right for black. Personally, yes, there is this move f6, but there is also another very tricky idea. It is to play the move queen on b6. We're targeting the pawn on d4, and the pawn on d4 cannot be easily defended. So this idea of queen on b6, I will be playing it. I don't know if this is the best, but it is a very interesting idea. How to defend the pawn on d4. So with white, to go back, queen on d1, this is not a move that you are doing happily, obviously, because, okay, to go back, queen is quite active, so psychologically it's not so nice to play the move queen on d1. How else to defend the pawn on d4? If I play knight on e2 and look at the bishop on f1, also feels like, well, this is not something that I would love to do, obviously. So to defend the pawn on d4 is getting pretty tricky. Not easy at all to defend the pawn on d4. All right. Avocado is writing, I have a short with 400k views, but still I got literally zero money. Yeah, Avocado, but this is normal for shorts. You're getting paid almost zero. This is happening to everybody. This is not because of something. It is absolutely normal. Monetization on YouTube. Yeah, it's not easy. It is not easy to make a living by YouTube. It is almost impossible for most of the people now. I think most of the content creators, it's very important to have a fan base because basically if you have no fans who are supporting the channel, then basically to earn money is almost impossible. Okay. Max also started streaming. Max, what's the name of your channel? Let us know. Let us know, Max, what is the name of your channel? I will be checking. Just interesting to see. Queen goes back to d1. Well, he did it. He did it, he went back. So we are proceeding, I think, with the move e6. This is normal. We are getting ready to play the move c5. We'll be supporting that by playing knight on d7 and knight on e7. So yeah. I see Bork Max. Bork Max is the name of the channel. Okay, Max, good luck to you. Good luck to you in your streams, and of course, best of success for the channel. Now let's go back to c7. The knight on a4 is not doing so well, so yeah. Now knight on d7, knight on e7. We'll try to play the move c5 somewhere. The bishop's a little bit stuck here, but it's okay, because in case of c3, the knight will be stuck on a4. So let's go with the move knight on d7. We are getting ready to play the move c5 in the right moment. Our opponent is defending from it. Now the second knight is getting into the game. For those of you who play the Caro-Kann, you know this kind of ideas, that we are first, it looks like we're a little bit squeezed, and then suddenly out of nowhere we are doing just great. So this is very typical for Caro-Kann. Even to play the move c5 now would be normal in my opinion, but I think first short castle. I feel much more comfortable having the first short castle on the board, and then we're gonna see if we play the move, for example, b6, c5. We have some b5 ideas somewhere. We have ideas of knight f5 somewhere. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna play next. f4, good play by our guy. He tries to keep the position as solid as possible. This makes absolutely sense. Maybe b6 and c5 should be played next. He will be pushing on us with the move g4 somewhere. So not yet, but after g4, be very, very cautious with the move f5. Of course, we have few ideas how to defend after g4, f5, but it's not so easy. Okay. Alright, alright. In case you're enjoying my comments so far, like and subscribe. How many likes do we have so far? 53. Oh, very modest number of likes here. The games are not good. Just joking. Okay, so we have the move g4 on the board. So idea is to play the move f5. How can we prevent f5? And here comes a very important positional moment. So be cautious here. Be very, very cautious here. In this position, it seems like f5 is so dangerous. What should I do against the move f5? You might panic, you might make a mistake. The correct defense after the move g4 is to play the move f5. Take a look at that. This f5 comes out of nowhere. I think our opponent did not expect the move f5, because if he would see and he would know the idea of f5, he would not play the move g4, because now after f5, what to do? To have everything blocked. Well, this is not the idea of the move g4, obviously, to have everything blocked. In case white is taking now on f6, then suddenly the king on g1 is pretty open. We get knight f6 or bishop takes f6 followed by the move c5, and suddenly the position of white is sort of falling apart. So this idea f5 is so crucial. In case you're playing structures like that, don't be afraid of the move g4, because sometimes we have this f5 play, so good. Now we have the move g5. I don't understand why he's closing the position. Having bishop pair on the board, usually you want to open the position, not to close the position. And we still have the move c5, so I think I'm gonna play it. Maybe there is this bishop b5 idea, but I don't know. This looks not so great. So I will be playing the move c5. Knight on a4. Tricky, because we might win the knight on a4 at some moment. Next might be knight on c6. Next might be something like rook f on c8. Next might be something like bishop f8. So we're getting our pieces so quickly here into the game. There is knight on b5. I don't know how dangerous it is. Of course, we can play just a simple move a6. Maybe I should play it. On the other hand, it feels like a loss of a tempo. I can just take here, go with this knight on c6, knight gets to b5, but this is not dangerous because we will get out with the rook and then play this bishop on f8. I think maybe white wants to go knight on e2, but at the moment this is not possible, so I don't know. Should I let the knight go to b5? Yes, no, maybe. I think maybe. But then he's gonna play the move c3, huh? I don't like it. Okay, let's go maybe a6 or queen on c6. I don't know, let's go with the move a6, just not to allow this kind of knight b5, c3 idea, followed by knight a3, knight c2, because it's gonna be too solid. I don't like my opponent to have this kind of ultra solid play. So next, I think knight on c6, we're bringing the pieces, we're aiming for the d4 pawn. And I think white is already here quite in trouble. Because how to defend the pawn on d4? You never have the knight e2 because c4. And all this trouble is because of the move g4 that we saw. Without g4, things would be fine, but with g4, the trouble of white began. Now, bishop on e2. Yes, white is trying to hold the things together. Makes perfect sense. I don't know where I should put the rook, on d8 or on c8. Both is looking normal. By feeling, I think d8. This is purely my feeling, I might be wrong. But I feel like rook on d8. Why rook on d8? Because at some moment I will be taking on d4. I just wait for the good moment to take. And then look at this idea, bishop f8, bishop on c5. So we get the bishop out here from a very, very stuck bishop on g7. We will have the beautiful bishop h4. He's trying to attack, but there is no attack. There is absolutely no attack, so we should be not worried about that. Should we take already on d4? It is a good position. It is a very, very good position for black. Maybe bishop f8 first. He's gonna play the move king on g2 still. I will have to take. I think we're gonna take. Let's take immediately because... Okay, let's take immediately. This is a good play. It cannot be a bad play, let's say like that. Maybe not the best, but for sure not the worst. So we're gonna take as well now here. And we have this option of knight c5, knight e4, bishop f8, bishop c5. This looks very good. By the way, this endgame is also clearly better for black, so we can also play the endgame. But I think we should go for the checkmate, because the king is so open. So knight comes to c5. Next, knight is getting to e4. Next, we get this bishop f8, bishop on f5. And we can also put this big pressure on the c file. It looks like a very, very good position here for black. This bishop here will get to f8. He likes to get h5 idea, but this is not dangerous. I think he overestimates the idea of h5, because it is not like it is game over, or it's quite okay for black. I mean, nothing to worry about. Should we go immediately with a move knight on e4? Is it time to play the move knight e4? He wants to take, I see that. We're gonna take, he goes bishop g4. He tries to be more or less okay there. Yes, not a bad idea, so maybe let's do something else. Maybe we should close the game completely, because in case he takes, I don't think it's good for white. Let's go with the move h5. I would like to see if he really wants to take, because if not, then everything is closed. And we will be pushing here on the c file next. Just, we should do it slowly. There is no rush here whatsoever, so we should be patient. I'm always saying that again and again and again. The biggest mistake by most of the players is to have no patience. We would like to win the game in the fastest way possible, but this is a bad strategy. So don't try to win the games in the fastest way. Try to win the games in the safest way. Big difference. King goes on h1. What is the idea of our opponent? I don't know. So I get my bishop here to c5, as we planned this already so long ago. Finally, we get the bishop here. Next, maybe king f7 to be even more stable. We will be playing the move knight e4, but we're gonna play it in the right moment. So the moment I think is not yet there. We have also this double up on the d file, or get the rook on c8, which is also looking good. So many options. We have very many good options. Let's see what is happening next. Let me read the chat for a second. Thank you, Max, for the nice comments. Max is saying, do you think black is winning? Black is better, Max. Mike Jones is unsure if this is better. It is better. It is for sure better. This is a guarantee. Now that the bishop is on f3, we have the option now to get our knight on e4. Is it time to play the move knight on e4? He wants to take with the bishop because there is nothing else. We're gonna take it with the pawn, and this looks like a really good position for black. On the other hand, we can still keep on waiting, but I think the time has come to play the move knight on e4. We waited for so long to play this knight on e4. Now finally we're playing it. And it looks like a squeeze, because to play this position now with white is so hard. What do you do with the white pieces here? In case you take with the knight, you lose the bishop. In case you take with the bishop, we're gonna take with the f-pawn. First of all, I have this queen f7, queen f5 idea to get the queen there. Then we have this bishop on c5, and at some moment they're gonna be the move d4. So he takes, as we spoke. We're taking with the f-pawn. This move f5 at the moment is not dangerous. We take gf, so this is just a pawn for nothing. We would like to go bishop c5 eventually, immediately, but let's see what happens next. So there is no rush here with the black pieces. We are doing positionally way better. So yeah. Let's see. Ah, we have also Raymond here with us. Good afternoon, Raymond. Raymond is a very nice guy from the Philippines. Welcome, Raymond, to our stream. We have queen on f2. Maybe the idea is to get this knight on e2 and get the knight on the e4. Not a bad idea, yeah. This is making sense, but we'll put the bishop to c5 so we can always take the knight. As well, it's not so easy to play here the move knight on e2 because the c2 pawn is under attack. So I think we should open here something on the queen side, and it's gonna be big trouble for white. How can we do that? Maybe just rook on c8. Why not? Why not to bring the rook here into the game? The pressure on the c file is gonna be huge. Now we have rook on g1, and this is game over. So finally we are winning some material, and with it we win the game. A rook on d4, why not to take? Next we should push our pawns forward. How we do that? By queen on c5 is looking very good, so let's offer exchange of queens after we have the exchange up to change. Simplification, this is always great. In case we have something more, we try to simplify and win the game. Are there any threats? I don't see them, so I play queen on b4. We would like to take the pawn on b2. f5 is still not dangerous. He plays it, but it is not dangerous. We can take simply on b2, for example. So I don't know if I should do that, but why not to do that? Knight on c3 is under attack. The knight goes away. We have the move rook here. He takes, but we will be taking on c3, and this means resignation. So a step-by-step win for black in the Caro-Kann by choosing the right strategies. That is the most important what we did. We took a good strategy, and this kind of positional winning decision f5 that you saw. Okay, we are winning. Let's go for one rematch. I think it's always fair. And maybe our opponent doesn't like the rematch. I don't know. No, he likes the rematch. So we are playing the rematch. Let's start the rematch with the move c4. So step by step win. All right. All right. What do we have in the chat? Let me read if there are some questions. Hello from Brazil. Well, Brazil is a good place to be. Very nice country. We have the move e5. This is, of course, still theory, and we're gonna take on f6. This is a normal line, quite a popular line, so a lot of games on this position. Knight on f3. And next is usually the move d4, so black is playing in most cases with the move e5. We have Avocado asking how to prepare for a Blitz tournament next week. Avocado, do you play over the board or online? Do you have online tournament or over the board? Because it makes a huge difference. So, our opponent is thinking what to play next. A bit early to think about it because it is one of the main lines of the theory. So in case you play this with the black pieces, you should know what you're playing next. We see this d4, now bishop d6, very unusual. I don't know if this is a good play. I don't like it so much because mostly black tries to be quicker with the move e5. Now to play e5 is going to be difficult. Bishop on d3, normal development, and let's see what happens next. I think we have a good position here, currently out of opening. The king on e8 is stuck a little bit, but king short castle, dangerous play by our friend. What would you do here with the white pieces? I think we have a cool move to play. Let me know. I think it's time to push the f because I don't think it's the best play, but it's a cool play. This castle is looking a little bit too slow, and maybe not an f because I push the f on the keyboard when we have a win usually. But still, it is a cool idea, so we have something nice here that we can do with the white pieces. What would you play? Write down in the chat. Avocado has a Blitz tournament over the board. Avocado, if you have Blitz tournament over the board, try to find a friend and play a little bit Blitz chess over the board. This is crucial, so if you have somebody, try to play over the board. A couple of games at least, you will get the better feeling. So, in this position, I see good ideas, and yes, indeed, the idea of g4 or h4 is very, very nice. The problem of the move h4, okay, not a real problem, but there is this bishop on f4. So, this is the issue, otherwise h4 would be a crusher, but there is bishop f4. After that, we can still continue with the move g4. Yes, we have a very, very strong attack, but it would be better to have the bishop on c1 alive. And this is why I'm now considering first playing the move queen e2. So we are avoiding this bishop on f4 in all the variations because of queen on e4. Well, he doesn't care even. He does not even care. I mean, he plays so quickly, he doesn't care about the move queen e4 because of the queen on e4. There is just only queen on g6. But I think now it's time to give the guy a checkmate. So we will be proceeding with the move g4 or h4. Which one is the move to play? I don't know. g4 feels so tempting because g5 coming next. h4 also feels very, very good because there's this bishop on g5 idea next. So we can choose what to play. I don't know. Maybe g4. Let's give him a checkmate, no? g5 coming next. It feels like he is shocked by this play g4, but we did not play queen e2 for nothing. Obviously, we could have gone as well queen e4 with this much better endgame, but endgame feels too little in this position. We are going for the checkmate. Also, our opponent plays way too quickly. He doesn't control the game. It means he plays too fast. He plays too fast. Bishop on f4. And this is an f. We can win here with white in one move. Boom. So, please write down your answers in the chat. White to play, white wins. I think I described already what should happen next, so it is too easy. Yeah, it is an F. Indeed, indeed. For those of you who are new here to the channel, we push the F once we can win the game, or we have something beautiful here. White can win the game with the next move. I give you a little bit of time to think what it should be. And yeah, if you like my comments here and you like the educational channel we have, like and subscribe to VChess. Join our great chess community here on the channel. We have very, very good chat, many good guys in the chat, also many strong chess players. Alright, I will be playing the next move, and it is queen on e4, double attack. Chess is a game of double attack. We would like to checkmate on h7, and simultaneously we would like to win the bishop on f4. So that's it. That's it. Our guy was still 8 minutes on the clock, playing super quick. But this super quick play is a bad strategy. He is not on our channel because otherwise he would know that this is a bad strategy. First, try to get a nice position out of opening, so spend your time in the beginning to get the nice play, to get what you really want, and then you can play quicker, not reversed. In case you're playing very fast in the first 10 moves, 15 moves, you might get a bad position. There is no comeback from that. So the time distribution was not perfect. All right, let's go. By the way, what a strange nickname by the guy. Let's go with the move d4. Very good for those of you who saw this last game. Queen e4, little tactics, but yeah, it's a pleasant tactic. It's a nice little tactic. Why not to enjoy it? So, g3, we play the Catalan. Let's go with the Catalan. The move c5 is quite popular against the Catalan, so bishop on g2. Yes, exactly. I see the comments in the chat. Very, very good. Knight on c6. Alright, let's proceed with the move short castle. All is here as normal. This is just the beginning of a theoretical line. Black is usually doing very, very solid, but slightly worse. Sometimes we must lose to give happiness to others. Chess is a sport. They have to deserve a win against us. And once again, sometimes we are losing. Sometimes we're losing fairly. Sometimes we're losing not fairly. Because we had a lot of 2000 opponents who've been playing like basically the strengths of Stockfish. So against these people, of course, we cannot compete. So these people of 2000 rating, they absolutely been smashing us without any kind of chances. Because obviously, who can fight a Stockfish? Nobody. If you have a strength of a Stockfish, it's very hard to fight. Let's go back to this game. e5 is not a good way. No. Our opponent is giving us the square f5. This should be never played in these structures. Never give up on the d5 and f5 squares. So the move e5 is just wrong. You can go with queen c7, a6. You can go with the move d5, but you cannot play the move f5. This is not a good play. Of course, it is still fighting, of course, everything is playable, the game goes on, but this is quite a big positional error, so don't make it in your own games. Alright. Let's see what happens next. Bean is saying, question sometimes reviews tells me to back my bishop up from top corner, or other times it tells me to cause them to double their pawns. What determines when is best to do one over other? Bean, it is impossible to say. Chess is a very direct game, so you have to make a calculation. This kind of general this is always better, or general that is always better, it appeals only to easy things like, okay, queen is obviously better than rook, but or bishop pair in open position is usually better than pair of knight in open position, but it's also not always like that. So you have to see precisely move by move, otherwise it's very, very difficult to say. Next, we can play the move knight on d5. Looks so good to get the knight on d5. Actually, why not to get the knight on d5? Knight d5. Beautiful knight here on d5. We would like also somewhere to get this bishop on g5. The position of black looks disastrous after this e5 play. So e5, we can say for sure it was a big, big mistake by our opponent. He should never let me go to f5 and d5. To give up the d5 square is a very, very bad idea. Avocado is saying I just played a brilliant move. Alright, Avocado. So now we take CD, because I think it is the simplest way. The bishop on c8 is sort of stuck. I don't know how long I can keep the bishop there, but maybe I can for a little while. We're gonna play the simple solutions like take here on e7, queen has to take because there is nothing else. We're gonna play the move a3. And I try to play the move d6 next to keep the bishop on c8 completely out of the game. In case I manage that, this position is almost winning, I would say. Bishop on d6 maybe is the best to avoid the move d6, but b6 play is possible, of course. But still, white should be doing very, very comfortably better here. So, next, what can I do against the move b6? What could be logical? We have queen on a4. Nice position for the white queen, so I think I'm gonna play just simple. I don't know where to put the bishop, maybe d2. Then we're gonna put the queen on a4, then we're gonna cover the c-file, maybe e4 with the idea of bishop h3. So slight advantage for white, but a very, very comfortable advantage. This is a position that you can push forever with the white pieces. We're acting according to our strategy. Queen is doing well, we don't let the bishop get out. Next, we will be covering the c-file, which is for sure not a bad idea, so this is what we do. Still, we are targeting here the pawn on a7, so it's not so easy for black to get out with the pieces, and we'll be playing this e4 followed by bishop f1 and bishop a6, or e3 to block the bishop just in case. By the way, it is an f or it is not an f? Let me know in the chat. This is an f situation or it's not. Let me double check it. I think it is an F. It is an F. Boom. What can we do here with white? Let me know in the chat. White to play. We have, I think, a very strong continuation. It is not a winning continuation, but it is a clear advantage situation here. White to play. What should we play next? We have this kind of sudden tactical chance, completely unexpected, because I did not really plan to do that, but we've been doing slightly better. And of course, we can even do the slow plays. This kind of bishop c5 move, I don't like it so much, because what is the idea? We can even play the move e3, followed by before the bishop will have to go back, but just because we have this tactical little thing here, we will be playing it. And the tactic is here to play the move d6, double attack queen and bishop. If the queen goes here, we don't care. It's not a checkmate. If queen takes, we're gonna take. Queen takes here, we're gonna take. And that's it. So I believe d6 is now the winning continuation. I will be playing the move d6. We are taking the queen. We're taking the bishop on b7. It is still a little bit of calculation here, but this is not a very deep calculation. It leaves us with an exchange up because I think he has to take. There is nothing else except taking the pawn on d6. We are taking now the b7 bishop. Rook on b8. Wow, I didn't see this move. Is it really working? If it works, it's just amazing. Does it work to play like that? Wow, it might work. I thought rook on d1 just wins a piece, but after b4 there is this bishop on d4. It's not winning. How it's possible? It has to be a win, but because we are so close to catch the bishop has no squares. How is it that we cannot catch the bishop here? This is so surprising. I think we are catching the bishop, by the way. I think this b4 might... But he's gonna take the bishop here. Wow. We cannot win the bishop. This is amazing. Let's see if we can. So, I go here. He has to take. I don't know why is he thinking about it. Next. How to win the bishop here? Because this move, he goes bishop here, and if I play first queen a6, maybe first queen a6, this move b4, it feels like it should be a win. Also, we have here the d file, but I don't see how to win. Probably I'm missing something, but I couldn't find how to win. But this is something super weird, because the bishop c5 should never work. I understand that now black is more or less okay, but this should have never worked. But very, very unlucky for us that, yeah, he had this option and we couldn't find a way to win. What to do? Sometimes it is like that, yeah. We couldn't find it. Looked winning. I saw that I should be able to catch this bishop, but I couldn't find a way how to do that, so... Now the game proceeds here in more or less an unclear position. We should have, of course, still very, very good compensation here, but maybe it is not more than that. So black is doing more or less fine. Rook on b8. Also, he does not care even about that, but how it's possible? How is it possible that he literally doesn't care? I think I'm gonna play the move b4, no? What is his idea? I don't know. I thought he has to go back, queen on b8, but with the bishop on d4, to play this position is insane. Let's go here. And how to escape with the bishop from d4? We have the e3 continuation next, and we catch the bishop. So this is what I wanted to do prior to that, but it was not working with the queen here because he had this b5 move to escape. But now, what is the escape now? e3 coming next, and that's it. We catch the bishop because bishop can go only here. Then we play rook on c2, and we eat the bishop. So how to escape in this position from the e3 play? We have queen on a6, beautiful position for the white queen. We are covering the c file, so there is nothing. e3 coming next. I don't know. I don't know how black is capable of saving the bishop, because of course if you lose the bishop the game is over. So is there a way to save the bishop on d4? Maybe let's think together. Let's think together if there is something that black is capable of doing. Try to find solutions, because in case you can, it's a very, very good training. It's like you're training tactics, because this is like a purely tactical position, obviously, because there is no strategy here. Strategy is like, all right, I want to take the bishop, so strategy finishes at one move. So the question is, can black save the bishop on d4? Queen on e6. Wow. This is saving the bishop. Amazing. Okay, let's go with the move e3 because it has to be played. I know he wants to go bishop b2, queen on b3. This I see, but is it enough to save the bishop? This would be crazy. So I play here. We should be able to win the bishop. I don't believe in fairy tales. And now we have this queen e2, I think, just wins the bishop. Or it doesn't. This is crazy, because he had plays bishop c3 afterwards. This is insane if we cannot win the bishop here. Maybe here, bishop e1 first. Because my plan was to play queen e2. He has to take. We go bishop here. He plays bishop on c3. Rook on d3. Rook on c8. How to win the bishop? This is crazy. I don't see a way to win the bishop. Okay, maybe first to play bishop e1 is actually correct. Let's go here first. Maybe it is winning a bishop, but maybe not, because it's so complex here. Because it feels like, okay, there's a game over, the bishop has to fall, but how? How to win the bishop on b2? I would like, of course, to play something like queen on d3 next, and it would be a game over, but he has a couple of ways to fight against it. So... queen on a2. No, this is a loss. He should have gone queen on rook on c8, because now it is a game over. And after rook on c8, I thought I should be able to win the game still, queen on d3, but this would be at least a big fight, because now we are just winning the bishop on the spot. And it is a game over, so... we are finishing the game by playing queen on e2. As you can see, the pin here on e2 is deadly. So yeah, that's a game over. Max is saying, what do you think about turning down the engine strengths? I think Max doesn't change much, to be honest. I think you should always try to analyze like half-half. It means, yes, engines, of course, are very, very useful. On the other hand, in case you have a chance to look at the game of chess with someone who is better than you, this is like the best. So let's first win the game here, and then we're gonna think about it. But Max, my advice would be always try to find a trading partner. This is always the best. To do this kind of tricks with engine, lower, higher, etc. It is not really changing much. So, at least not fundamentally. Let's win this game by playing the move f4, because we have to open a little bit the position and everything is gonna fall apart here for black. We just simply take it, we play the move. I think bishop on c3. As you can see, this position is to hold it feels like impossible. It has to fall earlier or later. Let's attack the rook on e7. Let's now try to take the pawn on b6. Something is going to fall. You cannot hold everything at the same time. We are having the piece up, so piece up gives you always, of course, extra chances of attacking something immediately. Now, if rook on b7, I have this, for example, bishop on d6, d4. d4 is a good play. Now, should we take it, or should we take the pawn on b6? I think it is not so important, by the way, but why not just to take? This is the easiest way to win. Maybe e4 is even easier, just to give our opponent literally zero counter chances. d3, he is pushing on us, but this pawn is going to fall very, very soon. So maybe, I don't know how to win this game. Quickest win. Okay, let's go here, and then let's bring the king. And it should be a game over. Change of rooks, no problem. So, as we said, we bring the king. King is here. Now we can simply take. And that's it. We take. We are collecting the pawn on b6 next. As you can see, there is absolutely no counterplay whatsoever in this position for black. So we can be very calm here of collecting everything that black has step by step. No rush. No rush in collecting the black pieces. Ooh. What a move. The only way to make a draw was to take. What a bad play by me, but this is still a win, of course, but beautiful. Our guy here is so tricky. He wanted to stalemate. Funny. Okay. All right. What a funny guy. So now the only thing that we have to do is to play a little bit faster. And it should be fine. So let's go here, just for the guy not to move anywhere. And we will be promoting the pawn next. But what a tricky guy. Have you seen that? He wanted to make a stalemate stuff. Amazing. What a tricky guy. Have you seen that stalemate? So funny. Look at this. Okay, of course, any move wins, but rook takes h7, rook takes e4. If I would take here, this is a stalemate. Very, very funny stalemate, no? It's like so many pieces on the board. Usually not very common to have a stalemate, and yeah. Of course, here the e-pawn will have a lot of moves to play, but quite funny. This rook takes e4. Is it not a great play? Imagine you just take quickly the rook and it is a stalemate with a piece up. This would be, yeah, this would be quite shocking. Okay, the next game will be against our VChess family here on the channel. And as number one, I have here Max Burkhardt. Max, let's go with one game, in case you like, of course. Max just started recently his channel. You can check out also the channel of Max. So yeah, Max, if you are here, let me know. Max says again, let's go. Yeah, let's go, Max. Please give me unrated challenge. Yes, excellent, Max. Because I'm not sure that we are allowed to play this rated, so just in case. Unrated channel, unrated game against Max, 10-minute rapid. And let me start with the move e6. Warm support, of course, in the channel for Max. Max is playing knight f3. Okay, let's go now with the Sicilian. We are switching because Max didn't play the move d4, so we can go now with the Sicilian. Let's go, let's go. Heidi saying good luck to Max. Yes. Let's see if Max is going knight c3, one of the main lines. This is going to be a crazy game probably because it is Sicilian, knight on c3, one of the main lines to play against the Paulsen structure. So yeah. Let's see, let's see. a3, a little bit too passive. I don't believe in moves like a3. Of course, it's possible to play moves like a3, but I find them a little bit too passive. Now we have this knight on c6, so we'll be asking Max, do you want to change your knight on d4? Yes, no, maybe? Let's see what the answer is going to be. And in Sicilians, usually with white, you should aim for very, very dynamic play in the center, because you see the king here on e8 is a little bit stuck. But now black is having few tempos, and because of this tempos, usually black is doing fine. First we get the knight out on f6, there is this e5 push, but it's fine because we put the knight on d5. Bishop on g5 by Max. Interesting, there is this kind of pressure, but is it a dangerous pressure? Let's continue with the move queen c7. I would like to see if Max wants to take on f6 or doesn't. Let's see, let's see. So, bishop takes f6, or no, bishop takes f6 for Max, and then of course we can discuss if this was a good play or a bad play. As you can see, I'm still keeping my bishop here on f8, so I'm not yet deciding to play bishop e7, bishop d6, bishop c5. Everything is possible. All these options are perfectly all right. King h1, good play. Very, very solid play by Max. King is doing well there. Maybe let's go with the move h5, something funny. Let's play a funny game. H5 is not always good. Of course, it's possible to play with black just something very solid. But I would like to try the move h5. Why do I want to try the move h5? Because knight g4 is coming next, and this knight g4 is unpleasant in connection with the queen on c7. Not so easy now for Max to do something against the knight on g4. Let's see. Let's see what Max is going to play against it. Bishop takes f6 is possible, but black is gonna keep the bishop pair. So, and in theory, just think about, we have this long castle in the right moment. Of course, not now. Now we don't need the long castle, but in the future we have f3 played by Max. Makes sense. Let's go with the move bishop on d6. We're targeting immediately the pawn on h2, and the question is once again, now white is a little bit under pressure. All of this pressure is because of the move a3. When you're playing the Sicilian, there is no time to waste. You have to push. Now we have the move f4, but it allows us to play knight on g4 or knight on h7. So I'm not sure that this f3, f4 is really a good play. It feels a little bit dangerous. Now knight on g4 is looking good. In case of e5, we have always this bishop on c5, and take a look at the bishop c6, aiming towards king h1, bishop on c5, so good. Knight on g4, untouchable. First of all, of course, there is knight on e3. And secondary, in case you play the move h3, you still cannot take the knight on g4 because black is taking back. And bishop c5, so this is going to be just a checkmate here on the h-file. So this kind of play is just so dangerous that Max is doing. Maybe it is not a bad play, but it is just a very dangerous play. Now we can go with the move f6, which is looking good because e5 is sort of must play, because otherwise we'll win the pawn on f4. We can take, queen take. The pawn on g5 cannot be taken because of the checkmate, so it's gonna be quite a nice position in my opinion for black. But there is no must for this f6. We can also play without it. So for example, bishop here on c5 looks pretty good because f6 coming next. The bishop is gonna go to h4. To my belief, it should be also a good position, but we are playing the Sicilian, so we have to play in the Sicilian style. It is the move f6. Sicilian is not for waiting. We should not play Sicilian like we will be playing, let's say, Italian game. So Sicilian is for pushing, and we are pushing, so we try to play quickly and as powerful as we can. All right. There's a question by Janash 2214. For a beginner, is it better to play more short games like Blitz or fewer longer games? What time control would you recommend to improve the fastest? As a beginner, I would always recommend to play at least a 10-minute rapid game. In case you're playing blitz games, and especially bullet, it makes no sense. You are not improving. By the way, we have e5, like we said. Now I will be taking, of course, on g5. So as a beginner, in case you are serious, but not only as a beginner, even if you are, let's say, 2000 rated, blitz is fun, bullet is nonsense. And for improvement, you should play at least rapid. In case you play a lot of blitz games, how does it make you a better player? I do not understand it. Yes, you are getting this kind of feeling for your intuition, maybe, but also this is very questionable. You're getting maybe a little bit better in the tactics, all right, but in case you just take a book on tactics and you keep on solving them, I think it makes you also a clearly better player. So I don't know, I'm not a big fan to play blitz for rapid improvement of your chess. I don't think it's a great idea. I think just at least rapid games and yeah, step by step. Okay, so what do we have now on the board? On the board we have pawn up for black, but white is attacking, so we have this typical Sicilian positions. They are crazy, most of them. King on the 8 is not so bad. King here or king on c8 will be pretty well positioned, I would say. To give a checkmate is very hard. I think we should keep the queen on the long diagonal, at least according to my feeling. Then there is this queen takes e6 somewhere. Does it work or it doesn't? Who knows that? Who knows if queen e6 is working or it doesn't? so hard to say. We have queen here to get to e3. Also feels not so bad. White is gonna take on e6. Yes, but then we have this knight on f2 idea. I don't know. Should we play the safe or should we play the crazy? Crazy or safe? We have to take a decision. What is better? Hard to say. Hard to say. Both looks pretty promising, I would say. Not looks like an easy game, but I think maybe let's go in the Sicilian style. So Sicilian style is crazy. Sicilian style is crazy, so let us just go crazy with the move queen on c5. I'm not 100% sure this is the best play, but it looks so interesting. Queen c5, take, king c7, there is this rook on d7, we're gonna take, rook, knight d5, king d8 back. I think we are doing well. This is my feeling. Okay, let's go. Let's go with the move queen on c5. This is Sicilian. So Sicilian again is a very forced opening. We have to calculate, and yeah, we have to trust, of course, our own calculation, because if we don't trust our own calculation, it makes no sense. For the moment, Max is playing a good game, except this opening a3, which been not the best, and then this f3, f4 looked a little bit dubious. But except that, very good game. Position is still very unclear here, but it feels like black should be doing better because we have the extra pawn, plus in case our king will be able to escape, then the game is over. So the next couple of moves will be deciding, or maybe the next move actually, if there is no queen e6, it means black is doing fantastic, because pawn up, we would like to put something to e3 next. King gets here pretty safe, monster bishop on c6, so I think there is only way to play this position for white, it is to take, because if you don't take, you will be doing very badly. And in case white takes on e6, and this is what I've been talking about, that eventually we move away with our king. And the question is, what's next? Still, there is knight on e3 coming next. By the way, we can play also the move a knight on e3 immediately, which is also looking very good. We attack the rook, we would like to take on g2. So, which one should we play here? Knight on e3 feels like, I don't know how to play actually for white after knight on e3. Now that I wanted to go on the king on c7, but now I am rethinking, because knight on e3, what should be the play for white? Is there anything white is capable of doing? Rook is hanging, pawn is hanging. I don't see any kind of attacking something for white here. I don't know. I will be playing, I think, knight on e3, because I think it's just game over. Do I miss some defense by Max? I don't know. I don't know what I miss, so I'm going to play knight on e3. It looks like a game over to me. Bishop takes, g2 is under attack. The rooks here are under attack. There is no clear way for white, in my opinion, to do something. Yes, queen e6, it was correct. But now the question is, what can Max do in the current position? It seems to be very difficult. We had a question, if knight f2 fork, then white would take, queen would take, and queen takes c6, the bishop, because here the rook on d1 would be pinning. So yeah, it was not working. Also, it was my idea to play somewhere knight f2, but I couldn't make it happen. So bishop on e4, we have this rook e8, always good play with the move rook on e8. I think we should play it, by the way. On the other hand, we can just move the king. The queen is under attack. Where does the queen go? It looks also like a win, to be honest. I don't think to defend this position is possible. So we have to decide, do we take the rook? After that, the only play is to take with the rook, because there is nothing else. And just simple king on c7, or maybe play the move king on c7 first, because why not? It feels so safe. Also, this feels, by the way, very safe, so I don't know. I don't know what we should do here. There is this queen c6 somewhere, so we should not allow these tricks. That's why I believe in king on c7. We would like to take the queen. And we are connecting our rooks. The rooks of white are still under attack, so too many things. Too many things here. The game is a little crazy, I agree. This, the tactics. All right. Let's see. What happens next? We are, I think, doing well in this very complicated Sicilian game against Max, but this is the way Sicilian goes. One mistake, and instead of complicated good, you're complicated bad. So, yeah. Rook on d5. Wow. Wow, what can I say? This is what I call creative. Fantastic move by Max. I don't know if this is a good play or a bad play, but it is such a funny play. A rook on d5. Amazing. We can take, of course, the rook, and yeah, black is doing winning, but what a funny play, no? This is so nice. What a funny play by Max to do something like this. I don't know if we have some kind of, the idea is to take the queen, take the bishop is under attack. So of course we have some solutions to win the game. Easy win, I think, is just to take with the bishop or to take with a knight, which is the same because knight has to take here and we are winning. But so funny play by Max. Rook on d5. 100% creativity by Max. So let's see, we can go here, king on b7, but more easy is just to take on d5 because now we get into an endgame, and this endgame is obviously easily winning for black. To save this endgame, 0 chances. So we are going for this endgame. Pressure here on the f file. We have the move f5 been made, and as you can see, the rook joins the game, and that's it. So a very interesting game against Max. We just had. Now the rooks are here getting active. G6. GF coming next. To save a game like that is no chance. Oh, a bit early resignation by Max, but yeah, very interesting play. Great game on the Sicilian Paulsen. Most welcome, Max. Good play. Just a couple of things. Of course, a3, not the main. Don't waste time when you're playing Sicilian, especially if you go for this line. Go for bishop d3. This is the main, and it is also very dangerous for black. So a3, you lost a little bit of time, and now bishop g5 is as well not the best. Because you lost a little bit of time, you must be already cautious. I think it's difficult to play for advantage in this position. So you should try to be as solid as you can. For example, e5, knight on d5, takes the knight is going to be approximately equal. Bishop g5, because you never want to take on f6. So after taking on f6, black is just having a great position here because white should never give up on the dark square bishop in the Sicilian. And yes, you would like to play the move f4, but then we have this monster knight on g4, so it's not an easy play for white, even though it's still more or less okay, but it is getting super tricky. Now knight on g4, f6 is a threat. I would like also to go just simple bishop on c5, so the things start to get very dangerous. And I still have the option of long castle. And now this position, it is a very sharp position, of course. Rook to d1, good play, but queen c5, I think also a good play by black. We have this knight a3 coming, queen a3. And king is getting relatively safe to c7. That's why it is a very tactical position, but it seems to be good for black. At least I couldn't find a way here to be alright with white. Maybe there's something, maybe, why not? These positions are crazy, but I couldn't find it. In case of knight on e4, I saw that I'm able to take on c2. We have the checkmate on g2, queen is under attack somewhere in case we get the rook. So for example, rook on d2, we can just take the rook because we take the queen next. So I thought that black is doing already maybe much better, maybe even just winning. It is typical for Sicilian. Again, one move can decide everything, but in case we have this kind of logical play, then usually the luck is on your side. And yeah, in this game as well, the luck was on my side. The queen is under attack, the rooks are under attack, so black is gonna win some material. Plus the king on c7 is now very, very safe, so black obviously is doing better. What a funny move, rook on d5 by Max. It's also funny to put a rook like that. Queen is hanging, everything is hanging, rook on d5. Of course, it still loses, but 10 out of 10 for creativity. Alright guys, alright. I hope you enjoyed today's morning stream. I will be back in the evening. I think we played some nice games, some cool ideas as well. So it was fun to be back after yesterday rest for me. To be honest, I was very, very tired somehow yesterday. So now it is much, much better. I have published the link to my seminar, online seminar, 10 people on Zoom, just 10. So take a look. If it's something for you, I think it's going to be interesting and very informative. In any case, thank you very much for being here on the channel. I hope to see you in the evening. Wish you all a great start of the week and have a great day. Thank you. Bye.